Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Sweet Carolinas. I'm currently in the Carolinas. If you live in the Carolinas, please give me a shout out. Are you in North Carolina? Are you in South Carolina? What do you love most about the Carolinas? What do you love doing in the Carolinas? I'm currently in South Carolina, enjoying a little bit of some time off with some family and friends. And so I do want to welcome you to the show wherever you are tuning in from around the world, even if it's not the Carolinas. Thanks for watching. And so today I'm going to talk about don't let them shake you out. They will try and shake you out. And if we do have a red December, will that mean the 4-year cycle is broken? A few questions and more that we're going to talk about in today's show and the charts. Of course, before we do that, you know what I'm going to say, smash that like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help to support the channel. Of course, also the kind words, comments, leave below in the description. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that. You take the time to write it. I take the time to read it. And any questions below in the comments, I do look to get back to those as soon as I am able to there. And of course, if you'd love to join me in the Discord and engage with me directly there in the Discord, you can below. If you click the little, it's in the description below, you might need to click the more button. That will pop out and that will give you some options to get signed up. And I would love to see you in there. I'm in the crypto channel there daily in the Stocks with Josh Discord. And I'm in there's the meme coin channel, there's a stocks channel. And of course, I have my own Crown Traders channel in there where I share education, insights, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course, entertainment. Because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And so, of course, as well below those links are also links to my X account. Please make sure you follow me on that. We've done a bunch of giveaways so far over this pre-Christmas, during Christmas, post-Christmas. I'm gonna continue to give aways there. And one of the ways that you can, obviously, I can find you, the Tribal Trades community. I've got to find you is if you are following me on X. I'll show you that in a moment. That's just below in the description. Also, if you're a YouTube subscriber, and make sure that you be subscribed here to Tribal Trades. And if you also have Sui wallet, very important because we are sending the Sui wallet ecosystem coins there. So I think we've done over 7 giveaways so far, and we're just going to give out. I'd love to give it out to everybody. Can't give out to everybody, of course, but some of you will be randomly selected there, and we'll get those tokens out over this Christmas period and into the new year. Okay, so they will try and shake you out. And I shared this in the Discord. Really, they want your Bitcoin. They do. They want it. And what are the ways to get it? The ways to get it is to shake you out, either from greed, and so pushing the price high enough to entice you to sell. If that doesn't work, they'll get you with fear, and they will try and shake you out with a lot of fear, a lot of FUD. The cycle's over. We're going down to 60K. Having the right strategy, having a strategy that is going to help you in this bull run to know, what coin you're going to buy. Very simple. How much you spend on it. Number 2. Number 3, what's going to be your entry price or prices if you're going to scale in or build a position or dollar cost average in? And then what price are you going to sell? Or what prices are you going to sell and take profit on the way up? Some people got caught out at 108K. Maybe you didn't take profit. That would have been a good spot just to take a little bit off the table there. You don't have to sell your entire bags and dump your entire bags at 108K. You don't have to sell half of it, but you can decide, okay, what would be a good amount that if price does get back to 108K, which I believe it will, to take off the table. And of course, this always happens, people who didn't take profits, right? They didn't take profits and they go, oh, I didn't take profits. I'm going to take profits next time. You take profits next time and guess what's going to happen? It's going to keep going up and you go, oh no. And so be careful of that as well, because we are in the parabolic phase of the bull run. But of course, nobody ever lost money taking profits. And somebody shared in the Discord that they'd rather take profits too early than not take profits at all and have the whole market just collapse. And you have to always keep that in mind, of what may happen. We have an administration change. Is that going to go smoothly? Is that not going to go smoothly? That can affect the markets. Anything could happen. And we do have to be in a place where I always say my first goal in this bull run was to get the original capital out that I had put in as profit and put that in my genes and have that. Now, when your crypto portfolio is house money, it puts you in a lot stronger position. And some of you who might be more newer, and you might have joined the market a little bit later, maybe some of you more recently, that's fair enough. You've joined the market a little bit more recently, and maybe you bought and now you're a little bit down. Okay. But hopefully you didn't go in too hard. If you went in too hard at one price, then that's where you could get hurt. Whereas if you bought some, if you're new, and then you waited to see if there was any dips, you could average your price down. That's something you'll learn and be better for the next time around. And also, I would say as well, those of you who haven't been in since the beginning, during the bear market, I was in the last bull market, I was in the bear market, and I was in the new bull market that started January 2023. Well, even if you missed that whole jump from January 2023 up to March of 2024 when it dropped, there was a whole period between March and September to reaccumulate. Even some of the coins you could have still kept buying in October, and there was a reaccumulation phase. Okay? But wherever you are in the process, that is the first goal that I have. I still believe some coins can go 3, 5, and 10x from here. The first goal that I would have if I was buying here and dollar cost averaging here is I would be dollar cost averaging. I would be looking to build a position and I'm not looking to put all my money in at one particular point there at all. Okay, so just doing that, and just I do share some updates. If you're not part of the Discord, here I am on Twitter, Crypto Coins 365. Just make sure that you're following there. I haven't posted much since Christmas, but usually I am fairly active upon there, and we'll share some insights, some charts, some trades there. As you can see, some funny things, how traders see the world, normal people, traders, and so forth. And so just you can follow me there. All right. And so also we had some information here. The market makers pushed the price down below 95K for the options expiry. Now that is out of the way, send it back up. This is a take from Seth there, and it's not a bad thought there that's possibly what may have happened. Of course, we also see crypto is looking good today. Bitcoin is up and dominance is falling, and that is a good sign when both Bitcoin price is going up, altcoins going up, Bitcoin dominance is going down. Those are the two. I did talk about the Bitcoin dominance chart to keep an eye on, and the total 2, the total 3, and the others charts to make sure that they are obviously Bitcoin dominance we want below the 50-day moving average, and the other 3 we want above, and that's exactly what's happening at the moment. And then of course we do see Bitcoin price action end of year chop. I really haven't compared it to last year's pricing. We've looked at previous halving cycles, but interesting enough, this is starting to play out a little bit like last year, where we have a strong pump from October, November, December, open pump before a temporary bounce, before more range. Basically saying if we follow this pattern, a yearly open period will be choppy. We'll find a bottom in early January that goes along with that first week of January drop. And they're saying here, the emperor is saying that would take us to 85 to 87K. So a further drop to 85, 87K, and then move back to the all-time highs. And I actually think that, and they're saying I don't believe the cycle top is in yet, and I don't believe that either. But I actually will look at that in a moment, but that has been my thesis as well. This is why I thought this caught my interest here as well. And of course, we've got an interesting fractal here where we've seen, is history going to repeat? We had this fake out down to the downside, and then we accelerate out. This would be the January drop here that we could see take place down to that 85K level. And that's the level that I'm really looking at, the mid to high 80K is possibly where I think. And again, I shared this in the Discord and over on my YouTube channel over the last few days. We are ranging between 92 and 99. I'm not really going to be thinking about anything. If we were to lose this level here, 92, come down to 90, okay, yeah. Or if we were to break above the 99K, that's where we're now out of this range that we are trading sideways. And of course, you can still make money on these little moves here. You don't have to buy a full Bitcoin to make money. Buying at 92 and taking some profits at 99 if you're a swing trading, if you're a scalp trading there as well. But that's how things are shaking out at the moment. So let's look at this Bitcoin price. We are pushing back up to 97. There was just a lot of FUD yesterday. It was quite amazing how much FUD. People going, well, if the price of Bitcoin closes red in December, the bull market's over and the 4-year cycle is over. I just don't agree with that. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't agree with that. I would think that we know that historically a January dump is coming. I would just think some people are front running that. They're thinking, well, if the January dump is coming, I'm kind of looking to get out around here, or at least de-risk some of my position around here in Bitcoin possibly and buy back lower at that 85, 87. At the end of the day, some people might say, well, if it's going to go all the way up to 120, 130, 150, 170, I don't want to risk selling here and then it just keeps going. And that January dump came a little bit early and we had it just, down in this period here where we dropped down to 92. But I will say from here that I have all along been very, very consistent in what I have said, been very consistent about the drop that we had previously on December 20th and December 23rd. And then coming out of the Christmas day, we had a rally. We did have that rally, short-lived. It was an $8,000 rally though, but it was only over a 24-hour period. And could there be a little bit more to this? And we could see a little bit more of a rally. We could see this 97K area there, but it's quite possible that this price is being held down by people who don't want to be caught up in the January dump and they want to get ahead of that. But my feeling was that people are front running that trade. They are front running and getting a little bit of ahead of it. And that's why instead of we've seen that kind of usual push that we see out of Christmas Day into the end of the year, we haven't quite seen that yet. Now, we could still see that. We could still see a push back up to 100. We could still be a push up to 104, 105, maybe as high as 108. It would be a stretch to think that we would now get, with the amount of time we have left, beyond that 108. It's possible because we've seen Bitcoin make moves of $8,000 to $10,000 in just one day. We saw it just the other day. But that is the way that I'm looking at it at the moment, that we either sideways chop a little bit through to the end of the year, stay in that range. Maybe we're able to push through and get past those that are selling. They're trying to front run the January drop. I do still think that January drop is coming. And I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down. Look, here's this Fibonacci level here that we come down and we retest this area here. You can see there's a big Lux Algo order block here. And I wouldn't be surprised if we came down somewhere we could wick below, but don't close below the 88. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Now, if 108 ends up being that top period, and it has been a little bit of a front run, so a little bit different this time, where we've really pushed and rallied through the end of December, and then we see that sharp 30% drop. Well, if this move in January is being front run because people know that it's coming, or they're pretty sure that it's coming and they want to de-risk, then we've kind of seen that sell-off happen a little bit sooner. But that would take us from that top. That would actually take us to 20%. 85,000 would take us to about 20%. And that's historically where Bitcoin drops have been in this cycle. Some of them have gone a little bit further. So if we went a little bit deeper to 23%, we're at 83, and then we're down to that 79,000 zone at a 26% drop. Now, if we went down and did a full 30%, which is what we've done in the past, that does take us down to 200 EMA on the daily at 75,000. And that, in my opinion, would be the worst case scenario, is a drop to 75,000. That would be a 30% retrace from the top at 108K. And that would be exactly pretty much what's happened in 2021 and 2017, the Januaries after the halvings, where there was drop around about 30 in those post-halving years, January. So that's essentially what I am thinking of at the moment. So sideways chop or a bit of a rally through to the end of the year. The January drop coming down to these mid-80s areas, and at worst, maybe that 75%. That would be a real shakeout. a real shakeout there. And that's why I feel like there are some people that are front running this and getting ahead of the January drop. And we're having a little bit of maybe a double drop, one drop here, could rally back up, of course, could go to here, and then another drop down a little bit further, of course, for January. Now, if we didn't have as deep a drop, if we had a little a milder drop because it did get front run and maybe a lot of people got out already, of course, we could see something a little bit smaller there, coming down to the 14% drop down to 92. And if we return to that 90K region, that's a 16% drop there. And so that's also something to keep in mind as well, that maybe we don't drop as far as we normally do. People get shaken out and they're waiting with their buy orders back in the mid 80s or low mid 70s and high 70s, and they don't manage to get back in. It takes back up. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, this is bopped above the 50-day moving average. I still do think the January drop for Bitcoin, I still do think altcoin season is around the corner in the coming weeks there. That doesn't mean there can't be a shakeout. Bitcoin dominance can also shoot up and altcoins can take a little bit of a hammering there. So we just want to keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. Let's look at this on the hour time frame, and is below the 200 EMA on the 1 hour chart. So we do want to see that continue to go down to the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. We want to lose that level and then just continue on down to the 200 EMA on the daily. We might find some temporary support at both those 200 EMAs of the 4 hour on the daily, but ultimately we want to lose that like we did over here. And we saw how good that was when this really shot down and altcoins really began to move. And historically, that is what's happened in January. So even if December does go red and people say, whoa, it's usually been green in 2016 and 2020. Yeah, but usually September was red also, and it was green this time around in 2024. So it's possible the cycle is a little bit accelerated. I'm not reading too much into that. And even if December is red, we're going to get the January dump anyway, in my opinion. So either way, if December is green, the January dump is going to come. If December is red, the January dump is going to come. I think December could end up closing green anyway. And then if we look at the liquidation levels here just very quickly, and look, yesterday it did exactly what I said it was going to do, because if I was the market maker, I would have grabbed both those levels. That's what it did. Now I think the market maker probably can grab those levels at 95 and at 97 above and below. So I think that likely happens there. And then we see more there at 97 and at 95. It's just the same. It's just the same thing. The same levels are just going to come and get those same levels. Sideways chop. We do see some light at the end of the tunnel there at 99,000 on the 48 hour, on the 3-day chart. Again, not a whole lot there, but again, there's more liquidity at 100,000 there. That does lead me towards a retest of that area. There's some nice liquidity again. Most of the bright yellow is at 100K. And then if we really go down to the 3-month here and have a look, you do see there is some up there at around 100K. And remember, there is a lot below. And so that's why this January dump could really wipe out these levels here at 90K. There's 222 million. You come down to this 81,000 level, there's 138 million. And there is a fair bit down there at 75,000 at the 200 EMA on the daily. That's why I'm starting to lean a little bit towards that we could go as deep as that 75 and just flush all that leverage out. And that's why I was saying right at the beginning on there, they will try and shake you out. So if they can't get you with greed, they will want to get you with fear. And so be prepared. Think about all the scenarios. Think about the scenario too. If the bull market does come to an end and the 4-year cycle is over, are you prepared for every scenario? I do my best here to share the education and entertainment, and hopefully you are entertained. And until the next episode, happy trading.